Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel, and in today's video we'll be showing you how to convert mixed fractions into improper fractions. And we have example here 3 2/5, we have 2 1/3, 1 2/6. In this example 3 is a whole number while 2/5 is a proper fraction. Here, 2 is a whole number, 1/3 is a proper fraction, and in the third one we have 1 as a whole number and 2/6 as a proper fraction. Then the next examples that we have here, these are improper fractions, and the definition of improper fractions is improper fractions are fractions whose numerator is greater than its denominator. Its numerator is greater than its denominator. And we have about 3 examples here. 5/2, 7/4, 12/5. The number on top is the numerator, while the number below is the denominator. You can see that 5 is greater than 2. 5, the numerator here, is greater than 2, which is the denominator. 7, the numerator, is greater than 4, the denominator. And 12, the numerator, is greater than 5, the denominator. So now we'll be looking at how to convert from this kind of fraction to this kind of fraction. Okay, so let's go. Now, in order to convert a mixed number to an improper fraction, there are a series of steps that you need to follow, and it is those steps that we'll be looking at to guide us on how to do the conversion. Now, before we start, let's look for an example. Let's take this example, 7 whole number 1/5. And to help us to be able to know which number to use, we're going to label them. Like now, 7 is a whole number. 1 here is numerator, and 5 is the denominator. So when we're saying or using the terms numerator, denominator, whole number, you know which of the numbers we're referring to. So now let's look at the steps involved in the conversion of mixed fractions into improper fractions. Now, the first thing you do, or the first step, is you have to multiply the denominator with the whole number parts. In converting of mixed fractions into improper fractions, the first thing you do is to multiply the whole number with the denominator part. Now, for this example here, the whole number is 7, while the denominator part is 5. So what do? We multiply 7 times 5, and the result we get from that is 35. It's very simple. So that's the very first step, 35. So the next thing you do is you add the value of the numerator to what you got here. So it will now be 35, and since the numerator is 1, the value of the numerator is 1, you add 1 to it, and then the answer you obtain will be 36. The third step is you write the value you've obtained from these 2 steps. The value you obtained from these 2 steps, you write it over the denominator. So the first step was multiply the denominator times the whole number, which is 7 times 5, give it 35. Then you add this value to the value of the numerator, which is 35 plus 1, you get 36. Then you now write this value of 36 over the denominator. So you now have 36 over the denominator, which is 5. And that will be your answer. So it's just a very simple process of conversion. If you know the steps, you first of all multiply the denominator by the whole number, and then you add the numerator, and then the result of that addition you now write over the denominator. Let's look at another example. Look for, let me say 3, 2 all over 3. We want to convert this mixed fraction into an improper fraction. So what do? The first thing is to multiply the denominator with this whole number, which is 3 times 3. The result I will get is 9. Then the next thing I do is to add the value of the product obtained to the numerator, and the numerator in this case now will now be what? 2. So 9 plus 2 is 11. And then the result obtained I will now put over the denominator, which means that the answer or the conversion of the mixed fraction 2 over 3 into improper fraction will now be 11 over 3. I hope we got that explanation, because right now I want to do the reverse, which is the conversion of improper fractions into mixed fractions. I'd like every one of us to pay attention, because the process is also very simple, but you have to know what you're doing in order not to make an error. Now, let's look for an example of an improper fraction. Let me use this 5 over 2. 5 over 2 is an improper fraction. I will now want to convert it into a mixed fraction. Now, what do? The first thing you do is you divide the numerator by the denominator. Now we have 5 as the numerator. You divide it by the denominator. And when you've divided 5 by 2, you want to get 2 remainder 1. You make sure that you note your remainder, because your remainder is going to be very, very important when it comes to what? Converting the improper fraction to a mixed fraction. So now, if you have 5 as your numerator, you can count it like this. This is 5. And you want to divide it by 2. You're going to group it 2 by 2. 1 and 2. So 5 divided by 2 will give you 2 groups, remainder 1, which is what we have here. Now you have 2 remainder 1. Now this is where you have to take proper note of what I'm about to say. Now this 2, which is here, will now be your whole number. 2 will now be your what? Whole number. 1 will be your what? Numerator. While this 2, which was used to divide this 5, will be your what? Denominator. So now that you have your whole number, you have your numerator, you have your denominator, you can now what? Rearrange it into the form of a mixed fraction. So 2 whole number will be 2. The numerator will be 1. The remainder 1 is your numerator, which is 1, and your denominator is 2. So you have now converted from improper fraction to a mixed fraction. So that's how you convert from improper fraction to mixed fraction. Let's look at another example so we have more clarity. 12 over 5. Converting 12 over 5 to a mixed fraction. Now, you simply say 12 divided by 5, or you can use, you have your long division, you know, this is a long division. You can write your 12 and your 5 here. Now, 5 divided 12 will give you what? 2. 2 times 5 is 10, and this will now be, you subtract 10 from 12 will give you remainder 2. In this case that we have here, it will be what? 2 remainder 2. And like I said, this 2 here, this 2 will be your 2 whole number. Let's use the abbreviation, 2 whole number. This 2 will be what? Your numerator. While the 5 will be your denominator. Now this is a remainder here. So you now have your whole number. Let's write it in full. Whole number. You have your numerator, which is your remainder, and then you have your denominator, which is the initial 5 we used to divide 12. So you can now rearrange it into a mixed fraction. You have your 2, numerator 2 all over 5. And to check, you can now use the first process I taught you how to convert from mixed fraction into an improper fraction, because this is now a mixed fraction here. So to check if it will give you this, you can now do the process of 5 times 2 plus 2. 5 times 2 plus 2 will give you 12 all over 5, which means the whole process is correct. So I hope you understood, and I thank you for watching this video. In my next video, I'll be showing you how to add and subtract fractions. So I look forward to see you then. Have a nice day.